What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post-game recap for the second game of the season. The Mariners will not be going 162-0 as some of us predicted. No, but the Mariners do drop to the Guardians 9-4 last night. I apologize for not getting this video up last night. One, the game was a lot longer, ended later. I was exhausted at 10:30 at night. And the second thing is, if I put these videos up at 11:30 West Coast time, 2:30 East Coast time, they don't get as many views. Most people just are asleep, and then by the time they get up, they've moved on to the next thing. So some of these weekend games, you may see me get the recaps up the next day. Listen, my thing is I don't start analyzing players really until May. I kind of give everybody April to work through some things. That doesn't mean some guys don't get longer. I'm not saying like it's definite May 1st. Okay, now someone's struggling, they're done. But you kind of got to give everybody a month to get their feet wet. Like, because every single player on here, every hitter is a 4-for-4 away from being the most valuable player in the league right now. Anytime you can go 4-for-4 and your OPS goes from 580 to 920, you can't overanalyze a player's production at this point. So, I saw a lot of people on Twitter really frustrated with Robbie Ray, and I get it, but it happens. If this was a start in mid-June and Robbie had been solid so far, no one would even bat an eye on it. You'd say, hey, it happens, let's move on. I actually didn't think Robbie got hit that hard, but the walks were bad, 5 walks, and he left himself susceptible to having bloop hits fall in that led to run scoring when you're walking people. He had no command whatsoever. The slider wasn't there. The fastball, the velocity was down. Not, I think, because the velocity was actually down. I think it was down because he couldn't locate it. So he had to throw 93. Had to take something off it just to get it over the strike zone. I didn't see the two-seamer from Robbie yesterday. I don't know if he's ditched that or not. He started throwing that last year, became a little more effective. Did not see it yesterday, at least from what I saw. Looked like it was just fastball slider. And listen, when you're a two-pitch pitcher, it can work because his stuff is good enough. But if that slider isn't there, no one's going to bite on it. There was a pitch, I don't remember what inning, but it was a really good slider to Miles Straw. A pitch that if his fastball was on, Straw would have chased. And I think Straw ended up getting a base hit in that at bat. But he spit on it because, listen, he can't locate the fastball. I'm not even swinging at the slider. I'm either going to take it for a great pitch as a strike or it's a ball. And I think it was a ball, but it was a really good pitch. It was a perfect pitch. It was just a little low. But again, when you're not locating that fastball, they're not going to chase after that slider. So Robbie was off yesterday. Guys like Robbie Ray, I look at two guys that Robbie Ray struggled last night. Teoscar Hernandez off to a slow start. Those are streaky players. There is going to be a stretch in June, July when Robbie Ray is the best pitcher on the staff, and we're going, man, he is carrying us right now. Maybe Logan Gilbert and George Kirby, that youth, they're in a little funk or something like that. I don't know, but and Robbie Ray is going to be the guy carrying this rotation. It's going to happen. He's that type of pitcher. Same with a guy like Teoscar Hernandez who's off to a slow start. There's going to be a series, a 10-game homestand somewhere in June where they go 7-3 because Teoscar Hernandez hit 680 with 8 home runs during that homestand. Walks were the story for the Mariners pitchers. In opening night, no walks. Last night, 8 walks. 8. Ray walked 5, Flexen walked 3. Unforced errors. There was the sac fly play in the second. The bases were loaded, nobody out. Ray got, I don't remember who the hitter was, to fly out to right field. Runners were going to hold. Hernandez threw it in. It bounced off Zunino, who was the runner at first. And a run scored instead of Robbie Ray just eating the ball. It rolled away. He went and got it. He tried to throw home to get the runner, and another run scored. And then Quan, Zunino moved to third, and then he scored on a sac fly from Quan. It's 3-1. If that's just gone in normally, you maybe get at that inning 1-1. So some unforced errors. There was one when Trevor Gott came in that looked like a double play. At least should have been 1 out. JP flipped it to Colton Wong. Ball popped out of his glove. So a little bit of Keystone Cops out there for the Mariners tonight. 3 errors in the field. You had Hernandez, Ray, and Colton Wong were all assessed errors. So, just kind of a, like I said, just kind of a Keystone Cops moment out there in defense. I will say you can appreciate the value of how good Luis Castillo's performance was on opening night. I know some people kind of dismissed it because Cleveland's not a great offense. I said they're not They don't have a lot of power, but they put the ball in play. They put the game in motion, and they've got some really good hitters. Like they've got guys that'll give you quality at bats through the lineup. And you saw it last night with their 8 walks. That guys like pesky guys like Stephen Kwan that find a way to get on base. And some patient hitters like Josh Bell, and you got Jose Ramirez in there as well. So you can appreciate how good Luis Castillo was on opening night against this lineup. Julio, 2 more hits, 2 doubles. The second double was hit so hard, and Kwan had it in his glove, but it was hit so hard it just kind of bounced out of his glove. And then the first one in the first at bat, that's the second ball I think Julio's hit this year that if we were in mid-July, I think is probably a home run and gets out when the ball starts to carry a little bit more. So Julio's tattooing the ball all over the place. Colton Wong, his first Mariners hit, an RBI single. He had a walk. Ty France had a hit. Teoscar Hernandez off to a slow start. He had a good at-bat, a 13-pitch at-bat against Gaddis in the third, resulted in a strikeout with a couple runners on. That would have been nice to see him get a run home there. Again, like Robbie Ray, he's a guy that I said he's going to carry this team through some stretches. His barrel rate is double the league average. His hard hit rate is almost double the league average. This is a guy that can smash the ball. He's going to have some moments where he's in a bit of a slump, and he's going to have some moments where he just absolutely carries the team to some wins. So, and could be pressing a little bit in his first action with a new team. Good to see Cal Raleigh with an RBI, 2 RBI double, hitting the ball hard there. He's been popping the ball up a little bit early. Again, I'm not worried about anybody here. I'm just kind of going through it. The DH spot's not off to a great start. Listell and Hummel haven't done much. Hummel did get hit by a pitch and stole base. That was good to see. Jared Kelenic had a nice opposite field double. I've been impressed with Kelenic so far. He's even laid off a lot of those changeups and those sliders that kind of, the changeup that drops off and the slider that goes to his back leg. He's done a nice job laying off of those so far. He did take kind of a center cut fastball from Morgan in that bat that probably could have drove, but I think he was sitting changeup. He was just sitting on that and got him with the fastball. But good to see Jared Kelenic off to a good start. Listen, I think people don't realize how bad Jesse Winker was last year. Like, the guy was worth negative WAR, wins above replacement level. Kelenic's, we know he's going to be a better defender. I mean, Jared Kelenic could get no hits and maybe have more value than Jesse Winker. Right now, Kelenic, again, we're 2 games in, is at a 715 OPS. If that's what he did, and he was just a little slap hitter with, the occasional walk and good defense, that's an improvement in left field for the Mariners. So good to see Kelenic off to certainly not an amazing start, but a decent start. But yeah, like I said, until we get to May, I really can't dive too much into any of this. Every single hitter here is a 4 for 4 away from being the best hitter on the team. So it's hard to assess too much at this point. At this point, it's just they're all worth 1, and the Mariners dropped 1 yesterday to a good baseball team in Cleveland, and that's all it really is. I think Robbie Ray will be fine. I think that's just kind of what you can get with Robbie Ray, especially when you're a 2-pitch pitcher and you can't find it. You're susceptible to starts like this. You want to see the walks down, but of course you do. So Robbie will get together. I'm not too worried there. I thought the bullpen was fine. Flexen gave him 4 innings, which was awesome, saved the bullpen. I have no problem with Scott sending Robbie out there for the 4th. He was at like 72 pitches, trying to get through the 4th so he didn't have to just burn the bullpen like he kind of had to do. Not burn it, but now Flexen's not going to be available for a few days. Gott's probably not going to be available, so you have to burn a couple arms. I don't mind him, and I think it was the bottom of the order coming up, so I had no problem with Scott trying to get Robbie through 4 in this game. Especially this early in the season, you don't want to get too, you don't want to start burning guys so early in this. So, I had no problem with that. Game 3 of the series tonight, it will be Aaron Savali for the Guardians against Logan Gilbert, making his 2023 debut. So hopefully the Mariners get back on track tonight, get a W, and then the series finishes tomorrow. I think it's Cal Quantrill for Cleveland and Marco Gonzalez for the Mariners. And then the Angels come into town for 3 starting on Monday night. So, yeah, Mariners drop. Takeaway from this, they're not going 162-0. That is literally the only thing you can take away. Happens, tough loss. It's never fun to lose, but early in the season, I wouldn't worry about anything yet, guys. Like I said, unless they just have a horrid May or a torrid May, or April, sorry. You know, technically we're not even in April yet. This is the first April game tonight, so it is what it is. I will see you guys tonight or tomorrow for the post game video for tonight's game. Look forward to talking baseball with you guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the game down in the comments down below, what you think so far, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.